The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Outside the Booth, where we talk to DJs about DJs' life and experiences. My name is DJ Kamish, alongside my lovely co-host BX.
Hey now.
Shout out to Mr. 212. He'll be back next week, or next show, shall I say?
Yes.
And special shout out to Thotty on the boards.
Yes, Thotty too hotty.
Also, shout out to DWI and the Matrix Studios. And thank you for watching us on YouTube, on Twitch, on Party 1019 FM, Kamish Radio. That's listening to us, though.
Yeah.
Those two, the last two are radio stations. So they're listening, not watching. They're listening to us. All right. And make sure you follow us, like us, subscribe us, review us, give us 5 stars on YouTube. If you give us 4 stars, I like to incline to believe that you are a hater.
Hating.
Right?
Stop hating. Show us some love.
Exactly. This is episode 11.
Is it?
This is episode 11.
We are killing it.
We're doing our thing right
hey
now. And we're going to do episode 11 with a friend, a good friend of mine who has been rocking for a long time, right?
Mm.
And we've been friends for almost close to 15 years now. It got to be longer than that.
Let's go with his magic number 20. Commission knows everybody for 20 years or more.
Almost. But I want to give a big welcome to Mr. Style and Grace himself, the one and only DJ CEO.
What's happening?
Hey now.
I like how you remixed it because as a Brooklyn kid, I can appreciate the style and grace. The style and performance. But being a Brooklyn kid and being from Clinton Hills, you know, shout out to B.I.G. Style and grace. I'll take that.
You'll take it.
Because you do everything with such grace.
I mean, that's the first thing that comes from me.
And you come in here so stylish, so it's like,
as you can see with the hat.
He's ready.
You haven't seen the back of the jacket. You can't see the back of the jacket, but
what does the back of the jacket?
The back of the jacket says right here. That is Lafayette and Grand.
Yeah. So this is my fashion line. I have a fashion line called Lafayette and Grand, named after the corner I grew up on in Clinton Hill, Brooklyn.
Nice.
And it's my I call it my African American classic kind of look, like the Ralph Lauren, but for us.
Well, Ralph is from
the Bronx. The LNG.
Ralph is from the Bronx.
Yeah.
I like the LNG.
Thank you.
Like it's snazzy.
Thank you.
If you look at it, it looks like leg too. The way the E is going, it's kind of fancy.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
No, I'm just saying it looks like leg. But LNG, I like it.
I can see that.
It looks good. I like the design. Did you come up with that design yourself?
Everything you see, I did myself.
So you just your own brand?
Yeah.
So is that how the name DJ CEO comes about?
Kind of, sort of, but not in a fashion sense. So my background is in television and film. That's what I went to school for.
Okay.
I graduated from Howard. And then, so when I came out, you know, I was working in TV and I created my own production company for television and film. And believe it or not, at the time, I didn't really have a name. This is kind of around the time when we first met.
Right.
I think in college I rapped, so I just kind of went by the name DJ Chief Rock. But then when I decided, excuse me, that fashion was going to be a huge part of the brand, I was like, Chief Rock ain't. That ain't it. Okay. So that's when I kind of really started to focus on, you know, my appearance and how I dress. And so when I did that, I was like, well, we got to find a name that works. And I was the CEO of the production company. So I just took that.
Got you.
That's really where it came from. But it all kind of just worked together. So.
Got you. Yeah. So that's when I met you, because I met you as CEO.
As CEO. So it was like right around that. I want to say like 05, 06 around the time. I think is when we first kind of connected.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
That's about right.
So how long have you been DJing?
So I first started like just DJing in general in 96. But it was kind of more so something that I would just do in the summers when I had like free time. And then when I went to school, it definitely was just a summer thing. Like nobody at Howard knew I DJed.
I was about to ask you if you DJed on campus.
They knew
You
me
never
as
did.
a rapper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they didn't know me as a DJ. I would only do that in the summertime when I came home. Because up until that point, I didn't have my own equipment. So
okay, gotcha.
What happened was I literally a good friend of mine who lived in the building next to me, his pops, for whatever reason, I'll just put it on God. He was like, "Hey, I want to show you something," and he just showed me a video of DJ Jazzy Jeff, and I was like, "I want to do that." Like I just know I want to do that. I didn't know you could have a career, but I was like, I want to learn how to do that.
Right.
And so I lived in Clinton Hills, so it was like DJs all around me.
Yeah.
And especially during that time in the mid 90s, like this was like the hotbed for like hip hop culture. Like DJ Premier lived up the block for me, Matty C, Mr. C from the projects across the street from me. Like, so
wow.
It was DJs everywhere. So like a couple of OGs in my building, they were DJs, they would let me come up. And that's when I started. So I never had my own equipment. So I was just kind of like, whoever had equipment, I was like, yo, right. Like, let me get on.
Right.
And then I connected with one of my best friends. He actually went to Hampton. We grew up together, but kind of high school, we kind of like just went our separate ways and we reconnected like in college. And I found that he DJ'd, and that's how I kind of got back into it. And eventually, you know, we would just do gigs, and I would buy equipment, and that's kind of how it kind of got started. And then foolish and naive and hungry and just out of this world level of confidence, I was like, you know what? I'm going to quit TV and become a full-time DJ in 2006.
So you quit television?
Yeah.
You walked away from it and haven't returned to it pretty much?
No. Oddly enough, now I'm kind of working my way back into it. But yeah, I just left because TV at the time was in a really strange place. Like YouTube was just starting to bubble. It was like one of the first writer strikes. So like reality TV was like everywhere. And I was like, that's not what I went to school for. I don't want to do this. I want to create like art.
Right.
And like I said, I had a production company. We pitched to BET. It was an in-house production in-house producers pitch session. It was like maybe 2 pitches that they picked up, and one of them was mine.
Dope.
But I got mad love for BET. It's kind of like, you know, that cousin that you always fight with. But you know, they went BET on me, and I don't know if you remember, they had purchased a website, hotghettomess.com.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yes,
hotghettomess.com was like a real site, and they purchased it, and then they had D.L. Hughley as the host, and then they changed it to like We Got to Do Better, and
I remember that.
Right, and so the only similarities between that and my show was that it was all viewer generated content. So the name of my show was Flip the Script, and it was all based on viewer generated content. But again, I wanted mine to be funny and artful and creative and like really like genius shit. And they were just kind of like, can y'all produce like this? I was like, the Hot Ghetto Mess? Yeah, I'm out of here. Like,
it's like an insult to your intelligence and your craft.
And again, back to my youthful ignorance, because I was about maybe 25 at the time. I had been hounding the producers who were friends of mine. I was like, y'all got to get me on Rap City. Y'all got to let me be a guest DJ. You got to let me be a guest DJ. And I got on, and they put me on as a guest DJ. Jewels was the host.
Okay.
On that one. And in my mind, I was like, yo, I'm out of here. Like,
right.
I'm on Rap City. And, you know, I learned quickly that's not how it works. But
that's not how any of that worked. Yeah. I got on there 3 times.
Yeah.
You were on Rap City too? Yeah, with Big Tigger or with somebody else?
With Big Tigger. I did one with Big Tigger and I did 2 episodes. I did one with Big Tigger and Kai Toy, who was Big Boy's cousin who did the Way You Move video. And I did one with Snoop and Uncle Junebug.
I remember she was hot.
Yeah, like, she was on fire at the time. She was
on fire at that time.
Yeah.
So and after that, what happened? You had your wake up call like, oh no, this ain't what it is.
I'm an Aquarius and I'm stubborn.
Me too.
So when's your birthday?
The 18th of February.
January 24th.
I'm February 11th.
Yes.
I am. So you can understand, like, wow.
Now,
So you know, like, I'm like stubborn. Like, there's no way you're gonna tell me I can't win. Like,
that's
not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So as difficult and as, you know, tough as it was, I just stuck with it. Now I picked up a couple of like freelance like TV stuff here and there to kind of like do what I had to do. I even worked with the NBA for a little bit. Like I figured out like the hustle, but for as far as a DJ, it was like tough sledding for a long time. I had to like figure out a lot on my own. Looking back on it, would I do it again? Probably no, but what I don't regret is I had to learn a lot fast. So I learned a lot early about like who I wanted to be, what I wanted to do, and kind of how the industry worked.
When did that click for you? When was that moment or that event that clicked for you that was like, okay, I may be
over my head. I may be in over my head. Or this is it.
Not even over.
This is it.
Or this is it. Yeah.
I knew immediately I was in over my head. Immediately. This is it. it couldn't have been too long. So if this is, let's say 2006, at least by like 2007, I was like, there's no turning back now.
Right.
I've already, in Aquarius, we always kind of make things bigger than what they are too. So in my mind, I was like, I already sacrificed the whole year. Like,
I already gave up everything. So I got it. It's do or die.
It's do or die.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was it. And I never turned back.
See, that's so dope to be in a room full of a bunch of Aquarians that I have the like mind of.
Right. You understand it.
I understand it because it's
But we're not all the same.
There is no such thing as no to us. We don't take no for an answer.
No.
You're going not. I'm gonna say no, but you're not telling
You're
me
not
no.
telling me no.
Right.
I'm not taking no as an answer.
I remember with CEO in particular, I think it was the same night. We had started, and this is when I realized, okay, he's for real. I was doing a happy hour on a Thursday.
I used to open for Kamish, by the way.
At Honey Lounge. Yeah.
I used to open for him.
Yeah. So I remember the promoters calling me and was like, they didn't tell me it was you.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, do you mind, having an opener? And I was like,
okay.
I get to show up at what time? They're like, about 7:30. I'm like,
okay.
I ain't gotta be there at 6. I'm great. I mean,
right.
Let's go.
So I come in and I see it's him. I'm like, oh, all right.
He started rocking.
Come around 7:30 and place is moving. I'm like, I'll go sit down. Like,
you didn't have to work.
I don't think I got on until like maybe 8:30 or something like that.
That's
or something
crazy.
like that.
Yeah.
So you end up working full time when you're supposed to just do a little bit.
But when you trying to get on and try to get seen, you don't care. Like, you really don't care. Unfortunately, you don't even care about the money. It's like, I should be getting more money because I work more hours, but you don't care. Like, give me my 200 or whatever you're giving me, and I'll DJ all night.
Yeah.
Because before you really understand the business, like, you just want to be heard. You just want to play. That's it.
Yeah.
And I knew that. So I was like, let me go get a drink and chill out.
Right.
And I knew what was going to happen because I was like, because at the end of the night, they were like, oh, the promoters were kind of like, it would kind of acting like they were tiptoeing a little bit. And they were like, well, were you offended or you okay about that? I'm like, nah.
This is my guy.
Yeah,
right.
This is my guy.
And you're gonna bring him back, like
right.
like he was rocking, like
and I can keep coming at 7:30, 8 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
How long did y'all do that run with you guys tag team?
It didn't last that long.
It didn't last that long. But there was
think
a couple of other ones, like, because once promoters start to get familiar with you and they're still trying to fill you out, you end up kind of working with the same DJ. So I remember there was like this Asian like lounge somewhere in the area where like all the clubs would be. So like between like 6th Avenue and like the 20s or like 23rd, something like, I can't remember the name of it, but I remember opening up for you there. And there's a couple, Tao, like everybody was going to those things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it just, that place in particular, that didn't last too long, but in general, like I would always see him because I would either be opening for him or just kind of be in a different same spaces. So.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to take a commercial break in a minute, but when we come back, I want you to talk about how you became a New York Knicks spotlight DJ and how you ended up in these NBA pre-draft parties and doing all these big events going from here to Russia.
Right.
You've been doing parties in Russia, Turks and Caicos. So when we come back, I want you to let everybody know, how the heck did you get into doing that?
I'll tell you.
We'll be right back. It's your girl BX and Kamish with DJ CEO outside the booth. Y'all stay tuned.
The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks. The kids have their station. Now you have yours. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
Yeah. We were just talking off the air. We're going to have to mention that, though. We're going to have to mention that in a second. But we're back. It's outside the booth.
Yes.
It's DJ Kamish. It's BX. It's DJ CEO.
Yep.
Style and performance. And we're going to talk about all of your things. But before we get, let's go back to
Honey Lounge.
Yeah, let's go back to Honey Lounge, because we was talking about how off the air we was talking about how we were at Honey Lounge the night of the decision on the
decision by
NBA
LeBron,
side. So the
yeah.
The
decision
night
was
LeBron changed basketball
Yup.
forever.
forever and
He
ever.
changed
Yes.
basketball forever that night.
I remember that because you were DJing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was standing in front of the bar watching this.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember coming back to you. I was like, yo, this, what is this guy doing? like, did he have to do all of that?
Right.
You know
And
what
he
I
made
mean?
it hard for you to follow, or no? Or it just made you step your game up? Like, when you guys see each other
No.
doing
It
your
wasn't.
thing.
I wasn't. When I was talking about LeBron. But with him, we complimented. We complimented each other off the rip.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It was like,
And also, I just as DJs, like, I want him coming for his A game.
Yeah,
For his A game, because that's gonna make
you-
me like go harder.
the next
So,
time.
Whoever goes first is only gonna make the other person's set that much better.
Mm.
If you're really a DJ and you're really about this.
if you're
What's-
professional
if
about
you're
it.
professional
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
What makes a DJ unprofessional? What makes him whack if he can't take that as like, yo, we about to rock out
Any
together?
DJ that's like, don't play this, don't play that, you're already like, because now there's unwritten rules. We understand, like, this is DJ, like, you're an opener, like, fam, you're not supposed to be playing like the brand new fire hits at like 10:15, right? And the
Yeah.
party's out to 10. Like, that's an unwritten rule. But outside of that, like, I've had DJs like, don't play this and don't play that, and I'm like, why?
They tell you what not to play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially like the some oftentimes it's the bigger the name, like,
Yeah,
they're the
yep.
ones who are really saying it. But like, for me, it's like, I don't care what you play.
Right,
There's too much music out here.
right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just, whatever you don't play, that's what I'm gonna play.
right.
Listen, some DJs get very confused by that, especially if you're a younger DJ.
Mhm.
You'll get very confused with like if you're on the set with somebody like myself or CEO, and you're trying to be respectful, and you ask, and we like, I don't care.
I don't care.
It's like, I don't care what you do. Do what you
Do what you do.
just
Yeah,
show,
handle
just
your
show what you
business.
got. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, we'll figure it
have
out.
a good time. Have a good
Yeah.
time. Let's keep the party rocking. You don't want to turn the party into
Right,
a.
but I don't want, but you, like, again, this certain, like, you shouldn't be playing like Not Like Us at 10:30.
No,
Oh.
we're
That's
not doing
crazy.
that. No, we're not
You
You know
doing
what I'm
that.
saying? That's
You're not doing
crazy.
that.
But if you want to bust out like truffle butter at 10:30,
That's
knock
fine.
yourself out.
That's
Right,
fine,
right.
but
You know
not
what I'm
like
saying?
not like us.
Yeah,
at
like
10:30.
there's certain things like you just can't, because
It's
like,
going to get the party
that
going.
part of the culture hasn't changed yet. Prime time is prime time, and
Yeah.
people
Right.
want to hear those records at prime time. That hasn't
Yep.
changed.
Yep.
But like, there's a ton of party records you can run through early and have at it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'll figure it out.
Mm.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this DJ spotlight.
Mhm.
So you are one of the New York Knicks, my team.
My team as well.
Good. See, I
I'm a
knew it was
Knickerbocker.
something I
I'm a Knickerbocker.
liked about you. So how did you become one of their spotlight DJs?
So funny enough, a residency that Commission and I both shared, Bathtub Gin.
Mhm.
I actually had moved to Vegas. I was already living in Vegas at the time. And so I came back, and normally when I come back, like maybe like a corporate gig or family visit, whatever it is, I'm going to fill up the dates when I'm in town.
Mhm.
So, I hit ownership. I'm like, hey, I'm in town. I'm locking a night. They booked me for a night. And the beautiful thing about Bathtub Gin is that they don't do no promotion.
No.
There's nothing, but that place is always packed, and it's always packed with high quality clientele.
Okay.
Like, I met, God rest his soul, Michael K. Williams in there,
Mm.
Anderson Coop, not Anderson, and from why am I drawing a blank on the name of the movie? the pretty boy in Hangover.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley
Okay.
Cooper.
A bunch of people in there. So, but whatever the case is, this night I'm rocking, and this guy comes to me. He was like, "Yo, you're really, really dope." He was like, "You ever think about playing at the Garden?" No, never.
Right.
Who didn't think of that?
Never. He was like, "Yo, like you're really dope. I think you should be DJing at the Garden." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I'm like, all right, "Who are you?" Like,
Mhm.
so we like talk briefly. I'm still DJing, so we kind of talk briefly. And he was like, hold on one second, and like he's hitting his man. Like at the Garden, like he worked at the Garden, but he's hitting his guy like, "Yo, you need to hit this guy,"
Right.
or whatever. So the guy I was talking to, his name was Greg. He worked with the Rangers.
Okay.
He was contacting his man
Who
who's on
oversaw the
Knicks
Garden?
side.
Oh, just the Knicks side. Okay.
Well, I think it's over the Garden, but his focus might be in the Knicks side, if you will.
Okay.
So he was like hitting him right there, and then like I want to say like 2-3 days later, like I had a meeting at the Garden.
That's crazy.
And then come to find out, one of my big brothers, like who I grew up with, and me and his sister was in the same class. This dude is the head of legal at the Garden. So he's the one that signs my checks.
Right.
Crazy.
So he heard that I was coming in, and so he met up with me and whatever. And then after that, you know how this used to build relationships. Like if you do well, they rock with you. You're not a jerk. You're a professional.
Yeah.
Whatever. So after that, I think I've done the Garden 5 times now.
That's awesome.
And they'll, you know, it's not, I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's not like they're constantly hitting me like, yo, when can you be back? That's not how it is, because they got a ton of DJs to pull from or whatever. But because I've established a good relationship with them, if I hit them, I'm like, hey, I want to lock in, you know, a game.
Right.
They're like, okay, we got you. And then they'll
just put you in.
Yeah. So once you get in, and that's throughout the industry in general, once you in, you in.
Once you're in, you're in. Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like I didn't try before. It's
right.
just, you know, being at the right place at the right time, just showing up and always giving my best. The right person heard me, and that was it.
Nice.
So you go from doing that, and then you said you lived in Vegas.
Yeah.
And then you had a residency at Dre's.
I had a couple of residency for Dre's After Hours. I had a residency at High Bellagio. I had a residency at On the Record in Park
That's
MGM.
crazy.
What made you move out there though?
My wife. So Shireen, we were just dating at the time. We both were kind of over New York.
Yeah.
Like we had kind of just
got tired of it.
It's like, this is ridiculous. Like it's too expensive. Ain't no real bread out here.
Right.
We want more, right? And so she always wanted to live out there.
Okay.
It's like, and at first I was a little against it. I was kind of in my like, yo, I'm from Brooklyn, I'm in New York. Like, nah, we straight. Like we home.
Right.
I was like, no, this is stupid. Let's go. And I went. I didn't know anybody out there. She's a makeup artist, and at the time she was working with Max, so she transferred with her job. So that was a blessing, you know, where we both wasn't trying to like, you know, figure it out.
Look for jobs,
right.
And then, you know, I didn't know anybody. So I had my friend Mike Mancini, you know Mike.
Yeah.
He connected me with one person he knew out there who was kind of in the industry, and just him, we became like this. It's like he's like my brother. He would just like plug me to different places and take me around. Like, yo, you should talk to this person. And it was tough. It wasn't easy, but without that, it would have been even harder.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know? And so, because Vegas is a completely different world. They don't care who you are, what you've done. Like, unless you are like
know somebody,
A-list name, whatever. And it's not like New York too, which I had to find out on my own. In New York during that time, like you could just pull up to a venue.
Yeah,
there's a manager here. Yo, my name's so-and-so, like I'm looking.
They don't care.
Right.
And they, you know, what night you got open or whatever. And then you can like talk your way into like getting something. There's nobody, you don't know the person that knows the person that knows the person that knows the person to talk to.
Right.
Because everything is through agencies.
Oh.
So there's no bill. You
have to have a contract.
If I show up to Dre's at like 3:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, ain't nobody there.
Right.
Because it's all corporate. It's all corporate. There's no independent owner. This is all corporate. So the agencies have the contracts and they're the ones who book. So you got to get in with the agencies. And that's something I had to kind of like figure out. And then once I got in,
you're in.
I'm in.
So now you're good in Vegas still to this day.
How long did it take you from when you landed to be like, all right, I
landed in Vegas April 20th, 2015. My first opportunity was, funny enough, beauty bar, the same beauty bar that was in New York, one in Vegas, on Fremont Street, old Vegas. So that was one situation where I was emailing, they hit me back, I pulled up. And of course, you know, at this point, everybody's a DJ, right?
Right.
Like, all right, so what do you want? And I'm still on my New York shit. So they thinking I'm gonna ask for a Friday or Saturday. I'm like, nah, give me like a Sunday, give me a Monday, Tuesday, because that was the hot nights here.
Yeah.
This is learning curve. Nobody's telling me anything.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, yo, give me Wednesday. It's like, okay. And Vegas is on Fremont Street. Fremont's like
I know where Fremont is.
It's like the village in New York, right?
Mhm.
So there's a lot of foot traffic.
Gotcha.
And so I'm inside, so I'm DJing, and then what they do is, you know, the where you in, they put like a little speaker out front, so you kind of hear what's going on.
Yeah. Nobody came in.
No, I'm just killing it. But at the beginning, there's nobody in there. It's like maybe 10 people. I'm just doing my thing. And then people is coming in and coming in and coming in and coming in. And then they were like, yo, you're really dope. All right, so they was like, all right, so let's just build on Wednesday. They wasn't necessarily ready to be like throw me on the weekends because for weekends out there, that's different.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the tourists and everybody's out there
different.
shows.
So we built up Wednesday, and Wednesday became a big thing. They was like, "Yo, we wasting you. Like, we got to get you on the weekends." And I was doing that. So I did that for like that might have started. If I got there in April, that might have started in August.
That's not bad. That's a quick turnaround.
Okay.
And then just hustling, and then also my boy just connecting with people. February 14th of 2016, I was headlining the LAX.
That's dope.
Gotcha.
So now let's fast forward a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You now going from Vegas, you doing parties in Russia. I don't even. That's got to be crazy. Going to Russia, and now you becoming worldwide. Now, for me, once you leave the country, now you're a worldwide DJ. Did you ever see yourself becoming this worldwide DJ, or has it always been a dream of yours?
Once I said like, there's no turning back. Like
that was
the goal. Like I wanted the world. Like I never wanted Brooklyn or Queens or New York. Like that was going to be a part of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I wanted the world from the jump. I never. Come on, we're Aquarians. We don't think small.
Yeah, we don't.
Right.
I want the world. Out the gate.
So what's on your bucket list? Like, what's the next thing for you?
I want Dubai and Abu Dhabi just because I want to go there, and also the money out there is crazy. I definitely want London. I definitely want the continent. So I want South Africa. I want Tanzania. I want Ghana. I want Nigeria.
You want it all. You want the world.
But I want the culture. I'm very, like Commissioner tell you, like I'm about the culture. Like I don't want to be corny and generic and then receive all this stuff. Like I want, when you get me, you're getting
the authentic
culture, this DJ culture of ours, and how we're supposed to come across and give it to you as an art. But I want to be paid handsomely for it at the same time.
I know that's right. So we're about to take another break, but when we come back, I want to ask you, and I want to know, I don't know if you want to know, but I want to know, what do you hate about the DJ culture? Because I haven't asked any DJs that yet that have come through, but what do you guys hate about the industry from your personal experience? So when we come back, we're going to get DJ CEO to answer that question. It's your girl BX, Kamish, DJ CEO, outside the booth. We'll be right back.
The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks. The Big Apple is cranking real throwbacks.
New York City.
The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
Yeah, we're back. It's outside the booth. DJ Kamish, BX, DJ CEO is here.
Yep.
And BX, you had a question.
Yeah, I want to know, what do you hate about the DJ industry? Because everybody comes up here, they always talking about how, the grind and this and what, all of the accomplishments and what you guys love about it. But what do you actually hate about it? Because nobody has no hate for their job.
I'm
saying it's not something you dislike. There's nothing you would change about the DJ industry.
Well, it's so. The things that I don't like about the DJ culture or the space have less to do about DJing and more about the things outside that impact what we do as DJs, right?
Okay.
So what I hate, even though I appreciate the fact that I don't have to carry crates, right?
Yeah.
And whatever, my 43-year-old body is thankful for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although the game now is trying to get back into that.
And I've been blessed to get booked for those too.
Yeah.
But the flip side to that is that there's no more gatekeeping, right? There's no gatekeepers. There's no process to get into this. It's way cheaper to get into it now.
Yeah.
Everybody got a laptop. All you gotta do is get the software, get your little controller, boom, you in the game, right? So that has nothing to do with the technology overall. That has impacted how music is made.
So everybody's not a real DJ. That's what you don't like about it.
Right, but the culture we got overrun by technology the same way the record industry did with Napster and all these streaming services. It's the technology. It's not the culture itself. It's the technology. And but that has impacted a whole bunch of different things. So that's what I'm saying. It's not so much about the culture. It's about what technology has done to the culture.
Yeah.
Do you listen to the radio?
Sometimes.
You do?
Sometimes.
Because I know a lot of people that don't listen to the radio. It's like you guys you're a DJ, you got a L playlist. Like, do you listen to your own playlist, or are you listening to other playlists, or you just let artists and like artists play through your cars?
I'll be honest with you. For me,
Mm-hmm.
my when I had records and people used to send me records, my neighbors used to love me because my neighbors were older.
Mm-hmm.
And they would always hold my records because I was never home, right?
Right.
So they, the neighbor holds your records, or somebody deliver the records to the door. But they used to not mind holding my records because they never heard anything from the house.
Right.
So it was like, yo, you can't be a DJ,
Right.
because you don't play no music. Like,
right. So now what do your neighbors think? Because you got the Twitch station going, you got Commission Radio going. What do your neighbors think of you now?
One of them is passed on, but she realized who I was when she saw me do Rap City, actually, with Snoop Dogg.
Wow.
She saw the one with Snoop Dogg,
Right.
and Uncle Junebug, and she was like, "That's
you.
you."
That's you. Right.
I'm like, yeah.
A little celebrity goes a long way.
Yeah.
It goes a long way.
Yeah.
What's your greatest accomplishment for you to date?
That I'm still here doing it.
I know that's right.
I mean, you can't you're chasing the high. Like whatever this is the greatest, something else is gonna trump that. Like doing the Garden was like what?
Huge.
Right?
Yeah.
But also my first international gig, which was Turks and Caicos.
Right.
Right.
I remember that. That was like a whole weekend.
It was a whole weekend.
Yeah.
We because my boy Mike I mentioned earlier, we had a nightlife series called the Influence Series. He's long before there was influencers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He was working with Belvedere. They had a program called the Influencer Program.
Mm-hmm.
And so we built off of that. And that took us to Turks and Caicos. That mean my first international gig. And because I did that, the people I met out there is how I ended up in Russia.
You had a even before that, you had for the same series, you had a very successful Monday night.
Well, that's what Monday
Oh my
night.
God.
What was the Monday night? Wait, but what was the Monday night? Let me know.
So it was called the Influence Series. And so we did it every Monday. And again, this is what I told you when I was in Vegas. I was like, yo, give me a Monday, give me whatever, right? So it was Mondays from like 6 to 11, maybe.
Monday after work.
And it was called the Influence Series. And so what we did to keep it fresh is that every week we had a different host, but somebody who was like really doing well, who was an actual influencer in their respective field.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember we had Aunt Boogie from the Amount Boys, it was him and Dubs and all of them. We've had we had like some like high profile like publicists. We've had everybody, so Commissioner there, so like at this, there will be people in there that they weren't who they are now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they were coming up. Right.
Right.
So Elliot Wilson would be in there, Cassidy would be in there.
The rapper Cassidy?
No. DJ
Cassidy was in there.
And
he's huge.
Jeffrey Wright. It was just like old people would always be
non-stop.
And it was just a really cool, and it wasn't on some like, oh my God, that's something they were just in there. And it was just a really, really cool party. And I think it was like during that time, and you can attest this was probably like the end. We didn't know it was the end, it was the end of New York City nightlife.
Yeah,
really.
During
that was the last of the Mohicans. That was it. There was nothing really after that.
There was nothing after that because during this time, on Monday nights, everybody would come to our spot, and after that, we would go to Hotel Rivington because MoMA and all of them were doing the Good Spot. Right, and then. On a Tuesday night, me and Dub started Off the Wall. So we had Off the Wall at 49 Grove. And that was a different vibe from what was going on at Greenhouse on the same night, like went up the block. And on Wednesday night, MOS had Baby I'm a Star. So it was a period like, and you couldn't lose. Like
it was just
Sunday through like Thursday was just nonstop.
But that was it though. That was after Monday Night Football adjustments and all that stuff. That was like a couple years. That was after that. That was like 2 or 3 years after that. So it was like not even 2 or 3 years, like 2 years after that.
Maybe like around 2009, 2010.
Yeah, you was like 09, 10, and 11, right?
So wait a minute. I got a question for both of y'all. I'm going to be a jerk for this real quick. So Cassidy was in there. This is before he was Cassidy.
I mean, he was already doing his thing.
No, he was doing his thing,
His popularity now, it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like this.
No.
So did he steal your hat game?
No.
Cassidy.
Cassidy
was doing that from the
get. I was like, who came up with Cassidy?
For a long time.
That was his gimmick from the door.
That was from the jump. Like
Cassidy was doing that when.
That's
so
dope.
I met Cassidy in 2002,
and he was
doing he was wearing the hats. He had the Adidas tracksuits on.
With the hat.
He had the hat on.
Yeah, his is more of a kind of a borrowed style for Jam Master Jay and Run DMC.
Yep, it was.
His was more like that.
Yep.
And
he made it his own. He made it his own.
He had been doing that. He was doing that, and he was still in. At that time, I think he had either was still in NYU or just graduated.
That's dope.
Yeah.
But he had always had hats like that.
That's
always.
Dope. That's dope.
Always. So, shout out to him, by the way.
Top 5 DJs. And who's your top 5?
Well, my number 1 is forever and always will be Jeff. Like, he's my North Star. He's my GOAT. Period.
He's just a good dude, too.
Yeah, he's just a really good dude.
Yeah.
My top 5, so it'd be Jeff. Mel Star's in my top 5.
Okay.
Grandmaster Flash is in my top 5. And merely off the fact that without him and what
will
he
be no
created,
hip hop.
there will be none of what we do.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
That's 3. I always get people stuck with this question.
MoMA is actually in my top 5, and I'm gonna tell you why. He's one of the most musical DJs that I've ever been around. Like every time I hear him play, I'm like, holy shit, I forgot about that. Or like I didn't, or like always it's
always an experience.
Always,
his sound is always eclectic, though.
Oh, very
always.
eclectic.
It's always been that way.
It's always been eclectic.
Yeah.
And then
he was always somewhere else.
My 5th. That's really tough. It's definitely like a pioneer.
Okay.
Like if a pioneer. Who would be tough? I would probably go with like Capri.
Okay.
Capri's in my top 5. Yeah. My top 5 DJs and my top 5 rappers always alternate outside of like 3. Like 3 of them are always in there.
Always
the
in
other
there, but
2
might change.
It might
change.
And so as I'm thinking now, I would say Capri because Capri opens so many doors for us. It's like what for this to even is like DJs could do so much more than just kind of be in the booth.
Yeah.
He was the first one on TV.
Yeah.
He really changed a
Jam.
lot.
Listen,
Def Comedy Jam.
Def Comedy Jam for me was a turning point, period. Like, like I always looked at DJs in one way. Like either you was in a club or in a concert.
Yeah.
And that was it.
But when you saw
him on HBO.
On HBO. Yeah.
You know what I mean? On a comedy show.
With Martin Lawrence.
Weekly.
Like it was like, yo, what in the heck? Like,
and being being in the show, like a part of the show.
He wasn't just like
he wasn't in the background or anything like that. Like they were shouting him out, and you know what I mean.
He was a cast member of that show. Like he was that
guy. Everything. And he also brought Uptown downtown. Like DJs downtown wasn't on the mic like that.
Yeah,
they wasn't doing that. Like they got that from Capri.
Yep,
he changed everything.
He is definitely one of my top 5, if not my top 3. And then not only that, he's a dope person.
He's really cool. He could be testy and tough to be around at times.
It depends. It depends on what side you get him. It depends on who introduced him to you.
Yeah. He's always. I'm gonna say that he's always been nice to me and like cool. But like I've been around him where it's just like, oh sheesh, like he can get that way, and not just like with regular people, like his peers. It don't matter. Like he's just
When I met him, he was dope.
Yeah,
I met him, he was dope.
Always been cool with me. Always been pleasant and stuff like that. But I've also been around him and seen him kind of like he could be tough. But I think there's a lot of DJs like that. I've seen.
Shoot, I'm that way.
I've seen Flash that way.
He's the angry DJ. We already know you got that name. Who gave you that name again? What's her name?
Oh, Imani.
Imani
Rucker?
Yeah.
She named him the angry DJ. Yeah. So he's always just.
I'll tell you how I met her.
No.
My dumb ass. I had a friend. Her name was Imani also. And at the time, I don't think I just recognized when her birthday was. Imani's birthday is like January 1st. And somehow
your friend,
my friend,
and
then somehow I got invited to Imani Rucky's birthday party. It was at the Supper Club. And so this might have been like MySpace Days, Black Planet, something like that. Somehow I got invited, and I told my people, I'm like, yo, Imani's birthday's whatever. And my friend's like, are you sure? And I'm like, nah, yo, I got the look. And he's like, all right, bet. And yo, we all pulled up.
And it wasn't that.
And it was the wrong Imani.
It was the wrong Imani. That's how I met her.
By the way, Imani the Diva, her birthday is Christmas. She's a Christmas baby. So that's why the confusion was there, because it only was in a week.
Yeah, so whatever. But we
That
pulled
is
up,
so
and it was, I
funny.
know it was at Supper Club. And I was like, yo, where's Imani? I'm like, yo, why she not here?
That's
and
funny.
then it was like, nah, this is Imani. I'm like, what?
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. But we're about to take our another break, and we're gonna come back. And I want to ask you one of our famous questions that we ask everybody. But you have a podcast yourself that you do.
I do.
So you gotta let us know what that podcast about and how that come about. So y'all stay tuned. We outside the booth. BX, DJ Kamish. Y'all stay tuned.
The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks. The Big Apple is cranking real throwbacks.
New York City.
The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
We're back. We're back. It's outside the booth.
With our two angry DJs. What's that? Imani NYC, shout out to you for knowing that he is an angry DJ.
Listen.
It's not by default. Like,
It's not by default. Like people do stupid things.
Stupid things, yeah.
People they say stupid things. I mean, it's wild. Like if you come into a DJ booth, like we're in the middle. When we're DJing, we're actually working.
We're working.
That's actually work, ladies and gentlemen. It's work.
We're working.
It's work.
We are working.
It's
But we
something that
working
y'all
too.
can't do.
We working hard on the
nerves.
dance floor. We working hard on the dance floor.
We're
We
working hard.
working your nerves.
You can't interrupt. Like,
Right, don't-
especially, you know what I
You try
mean?
to have a conversation with me.
No requests?
Nah, for me, no. Every DJ is different. But I've always been like, no.
No. I'm coming to your party and I'm asking for a song.
I'm wishy-washy. Like some days, if I'm feeling good,
You could get
I'll
that
take
song.
it. But if other days, if you know what I mean, if I can't, there are days where we don't feel perfect. We may sound okay,
Right.
but we don't feel that way.
I don't feel like doing
So
this.
if I don't feel that way and I'm not feeling right about how I'm playing at this particular point, and then you come in with
Right.
that's throwing it way left.
Right.
Come on, man, get out of
You
here.
don't do this.
Right,
So why
right.
would I need your help?
It's not about helping you. It's about just saying, you know what? I'm in the mood for this song.
Are you in the room by yourself?
No. But I know,
I want you to know the same thing you're doing right now. This is the exact same thing I do to people when they come. I ask you, I make you think, not that it works,
right.
but I make you think, right? It's not like, are you in the room by yourself?
No.
But you want what you want and what you want
Because
now.
you know why? There's a good chance there are 5 or 10 people in here that want what I want. And
You believe that?
You believe that
crap?
though.
Yeah, I believe that.
And this is why we reserve the authority to do that, because you have no stake in any of it. So if you're wrong and the party crashes, are you gonna go, hey people, that was on me, my bad?
Nah, because first of all, when you put my song on, I'm going out to the middle of the dance floor and I'm going to act like this is the best song since sliced bread.
That has nothing to do with
Everybody
else.
has a good time when I have a good time.
Commission, you got another question? We can't go no further. This is
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've done situations where people have, try to argue me down over a record, and I know it's wrong. Like, you know what? I'm gonna play it. Clears the whole dance floor, and then I will blame you for it.
Right. Yep.
But then I'm mean.
Right.
But you're
That's where angry DJ comes from. You know what I mean?
Stop being selfish.
Stop.
What you mean stop being selfish? I just want to hear my song.
Say it
That,
again.
that's it?
Say it
That's
again.
I
selfish?
just want to hear my song.
Say it again.
I
Until you get it.
I just want to hear my song.
Right.
My song.
Okay.
Okay. So it's clear to say you're not doing my song.
Nah.
You're not doing. What if it's a really good song?
First of all, Dante.
What about coming to you and you doing old
First
school
of
and
all,
I ask for Chris Brown?
Here's
Ain't no
another
way.
thing. He didn't even. You said there's a good chance 5 or 10 people might like it. Whatever you are requesting, there is a 95% chance I'm going to play it anyway. So just enjoy yourself. Y'all don't never ask for nothing that's wow crazy. Y'all ask for shit that's going to get played anyway.
I just want to hear my song.
Can I play it? Can I hear Truffle Butter? Can I hear
Truffle butter is
Future.
a dirty
Can
song.
I hear? Like, you don't think these
Why
songs gonna get played?
Yeah,
Do people know what truffle butter is?
Yes, it's disgusting.
Yeah,
It's
it's
gross.
it's
Why would you
gross.
want to hear that?
Yeah. It's a great record. It's a great
It's a
house.
great record.
Great record.
Great record.
The original is
The
a
house
great
sample
record.
is
Yeah,
amazing.
the original is a crazy
Yeah,
record.
It's a great record.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy. Okay.
So tell us about your podcast
Okay.
that you have.
Yes. So my wife and I, we have a podcast.
That's your wife on the show? I didn't
Yes.
know that was your
Yes.
wife.
Yeah. Shout out to Shireen.
Shout out to Shireen.
Oh, y'all
Yeah.
look so cute together
Thank you.
on there. She's very reserved.
She is. The weed don't help because we smoke. Now, and I'm trying to get her to loosen up too, like more energy. But
She's shy. She seems shy.
That's her when she's on camera. That's
She's shy.
her.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that. She's a
Okay.
Scorpio. So,
What does that mean?
that being is not a Scorpio. Like that's not who she is. But being a camera is new for her. Like that's not what she does. So
Okay.
getting comfortable.
She'll get used to it.
She'll get used to it.
Yeah.
But so the name of the podcast is wow, I'm drawing a blank on that podcast. How does it feel? Sorry.
Yes.
How does it feel? And it's a music podcast in which we address music based on from the focus of memories, emotions, and spirituality.
Okay.
So we were thing about it, what led up to this, honestly, is you were talking about like off air, we were talking about how the pandemic changed like DJing. But what the pandemic did for me is actually really strengthened and grew me spiritually. Like it was a moment where like it's me and my wife, but like all we really have is our relationship with God. Like that's the only thing that's going to get us through this, right?
That's awesome.
So through that, my approach to DJing changed completely. How I listen to music, how I view music differently. Like I tell people I don't play vibration. I mean, I don't play music, I play vibrations.
Okay.
So that also speaks to why I don't do requests, because this is a universal vibration I'm addressing, and you want me to kind of.
So you're feeling the room.
I'm feeling the room.
Okay.
So
I can understand you saying no now.
So during the pandemic, my wife and I, we would just have these really in-depth conversations about music, like spiritual, like from a spiritual standpoint, or just these memories that conjure up when we hear certain songs. And so we was like, yo, we should turn this into a podcast, because we have these conversations all the time.
Right.
And so that's where it came from.
So how does it feel?
How does it feel? So how does music feel? And we do our best, and we're still kind of working to dig even deeper. But hey, like when you hear this song, like how does it really make you feel? Like what does it make you think about? Do you smell something? Because everything, all of our experiences in life are attached to emotions, feelings, memories, and spirituality, all of that energy. So we want to, like, the goal really is to get people back to having a healthy relationship with music. They don't have that anymore. And again, that's on technology.
Right.
I was going to say, how are you going to do that with, I'm not going to say, how can you do that with the music that's being pushed out there by the industry now? There is music out there.
There's really great
music out there.
Right, yes,
there's great music out there.
Force feeding us this stuff.
Well, I think for now, and you hear this, and it's kind of like almost commonplace, a cliche to say, but it starts with these conversations, right?
Absolutely.
For people to really understand, like, you deserve more from music.
Yeah.
You're supposed to get more from it.
It's good,
right?
Good music.
And so if we can get people to at least start to think about how music like really affects them, because we addressing it like, yeah, if you listen to this drill and all this stuff, and you wonder why you kind of
like, want to fight,
like, or you're kind of like this, like you're kind of like sleepy or whatever,
right?
Like it's the vibrations of it,
right?
It's not that we didn't have like our fair share of dark music, but even the vibrations on that weren't so
dark,
crippling, you know?
No.
So I'm very much about high vibrations.
Yeah, because our music used to be about making you feel good, like a song you want to make you feel good. When they used to play music to babies to make the babies get up and dance and things of that nature, is like it's all about feel good music.
And you know what else it is? We had artists that made art.
Yeah.
And because of technology, you do not have to be an artist
anymore
to make music.
No.
And so, but the people who are making the music are not really artists, but what they're really good at, and that's because they are children of today, they're really good at using this phone and technology
and making something happen.
To love this or get some buzz. But they they really should be focusing their energy on marketing and promotion.
That's what everybody's doing.
Right. But they do that, but the product that they're selling us with this amazing skill that they have is a shitty product. I don't know if I can curse. I've been cursing.
Yeah, you've been saying
you're
shit.
But they give us a shitty product, but they are amazing at getting it to us.
Yeah.
Whereas the
that's
artist,
a talent.
right?
It's an actual talent.
It's an actual talent. Where the artists, because the industry is all shaken up, the labels aren't the move anymore, so they don't have the backing. They don't have the experts and the professionals to push their great art anymore. And oftentimes they get left to the side, and now we are searching for them.
Yeah.
But thank God for Pandora and Spotify and all these things where
XM
we can
Radio,
find
where
them.
you can find the good music.
It's funny because
Yeah.
before I'm on my way to this show and to do this interview, and who am I on the phone with? All of my label heads. And I'm like, yo, what happened here?
Yeah, what happened?
Like we don't get the music that we
used to get. That feels good.
You know what I mean?
They just push. We've been told to push this here. Like there's no I've met I was in when we were in Martha's Vineyard this year.
Yeah.
The dude, the A&R that was there.
Yeah.
I asked him, I was like, yo, bro, like, what do you do?
Right.
Like you're an A&R. What do you do now?
He doesn't do nothing.
Because you don't do what A&Rs used to do.
No.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be getting this.
No.
So what do you do?
They just have the title.
Laughed.
Wow.
So let me practice on me, not practice on me, but just use.
Yeah, you have to word that differently.
I was going to say, me and Kamish are guests on your show. What song would you present to us to say, how does it make us feel? How do you and your wife do that? Like, what songs do you pick? So use a song and use Kamish and I.
Like how
you say it's called how does it feel? How does it feel? So you say you base it on music,
right?
So what song would you give to us to explain to you how does it make you feel?
Oh, how does music make? Oh, okay.
What song? You're a DJ.
My
so
feelings are different. So that's why I'm having confusion understanding the question. So you would ask me how do I feel today? What song would that be? Of how I feel right now.
Yeah, if I say this song, all right. D'Angelo's. How does it feel? Yeah. How does that song make you feel when you hear it?
That song makes me makes me want to call my wife. Right? That's what it does. But that's kind of we do it. We don't have guests. We kind of just
talk to each other. Yeah, I've seen that.
But it's more so like at the beginning of the show, we have a question. It's a segment that goes, how are you feeling today? And we describe that with a song. So it'll be like, how am I feeling today? Oh, I'm feeling like We Are One by Maze.
Oh, that's nice.
Right. Or like, how are you feeling today? Oh, I'm feeling like Talking to Me, A. Marie. Like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like we'll use the song to describe how we feel. And then we'll give adjective to describe what that feeling, because it feels like sunny, it feels light,
and it leads on to a deeper conversation within
so that's what we'll do. So it's based on
dope.
Because every day you feel different, right?
So when does that show air?
So it's not a unlike this, it's not like live. So it's just like when we get it done, we post. I usually release it on a Tuesday.
Okay.
We got 3 in the tank right now that are waiting to be edited.
I was about to say you have more than 3 out already.
We have
more than 3 out. I've seen a whole.
We got 3 in the tank right now.
Okay.
That need to come out, but as you very well know, when you the pimp in the hole, like sometimes whatever. But I need to get those edited out because there's some really good ones. We did one on Michael Jackson and Prince that needs to come out.
Wait a minute.
That one came out.
Yeah, that one did come out.
That was what she had on the pink.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had one that's specifically about spirituality in music.
Okay.
We have one on producers.
Oh, that should be a good one too.
And the other one I can't remember what it was, but they need to be out. They need to get out soon.
Oh, okay.
So you're doing your own editing?
Yeah.
That's dope. Well, he is a TV producer.
Yeah, but it's not, and that's not the reason why I'm doing it. It's life be lifing, and you have like extra cash to pay another person to do something else when you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
Do I want to be editing?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
But this is just a decision I have to make. In the meantime, until
everything's the way you want it to be.
I want it to be, and then I can kind of like just pass it off and pay somebody to do it. So.
Oh, okay. So before we leave, what advice would you give to a young DJ CEO?
You shouldn't have left TV. Definitely shouldn't have left TV. And understand that as a creative, like really as a creative, like, don't put yourself in a box. Like, express yourself however you feel you see fit as a creative. I think I walked away from TV not only because I was sour on the direction it was going, but I genuinely felt like I could only do one of these at a time, and that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
I'm gonna say something about the television part, because I do have people that's in TV now, and the best way I can put it now is the changes that we've dealing with as far as DJing is concerned. They're going through the same damn thing right now.
Had those conversations.
And those conversations is like, yo, Commissioner, I'll put it to you like this. What we're dealing with now, it's like going in the music industry.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
it's like that.
There's no budgets for
anything. Nothing.
You ask me, like, I'm editing. Yes. No, they hiring people, and that person wears like 3 or 4 hats.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the budget.
Yeah.
But I say it more so than this was inevitable. That's what's going to happen. But as a DJ, when I think about like my clientele and my fan base, like, imagine if I would have stayed in TV, and imagine the quality. Like, I still have friends that are whatever, but if I would have stayed longer and established more relationships with more people who are in certain spaces, then I wouldn't have to be hustling the way I am now. Because those calls that I have to hustle to get,
you would have
would
them
just
already.
be coming.
Yeah.
Like,
Fair,
CEO, nah, bet we booking in for this award show. We booking in for this. We going for that. I stepped away from it and didn't really kind of like
keep a
lock in on those relationships.
Fair.
And so now when I'm knocking, the industry's the industry. People be acting funny.
Oh, they so
you know
funny.
what I mean? It is
they
what it is. It's the industry.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I wouldn't have left TV and just stuck with it, just so I can cultivate those relationships and just continue to express myself in many facets as a creative. Because when you look at, recipes Clark Kent, when you look at him and like a lot of other DJs, and you look at the stuff that they did so much stuff in the industry outside of DJing.
Yeah.
He just did Angie Martinez documentary, Clark Kent. He just did that.
And working at the labels, and once you're in, like, just being all of it. Just being all of it.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for coming through.
Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
This is really educational for me. And I love getting information from you guys, because all of you guys really walk a different path in this DJ life. And to hear some of you have similar struggles, or not struggles, but experiences. You have a different experience or a similar experience. I'm always learning how you took on your hurdle and your battle, how Kamish does his thing, how Knuckles does his thing, how Melstar did his thing. Like, it's just so much for you guys.
Our realities are the same, but our experiences
are all different.
That's it.
Oh, that's a bar.
Our reality, we're gonna face this. The truth is, may happen. These are the things that you're probably gonna whatever.
Right.
But our experiences with it just varies.
And that's what makes it, that's what makes it great. That's what makes it your own.
Yeah.
So
y'all make sure y'all watch and catch up to Sherelle, your wife? Shireen. I'm sorry. Shireen and DJ CEO's podcast.
Yeah, How Does It Feel?
How Does It Feel? Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
How does it feel on YouTube? Because I just went straight to it because I had the link.
Oh, yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah. So how does it feel?
Make sure you catch all the episodes too.
Oh,
They all are worth watching.
First of all, y'all said it's fire, and her clothes, she be on point with her clothes and her.
You see, we got everything. Like, we got the weed, we got the sound bowl, we got the incense burning. Like, we really like.
It's an experience. It is an experience. So y'all make sure, and then to book you, go to djceo.com.
I am DJ CEO.
I am djceo.com.
Yes,
now, Lafayette and Grand, is that attached to your website, or is it separate?
The merch is there.
The merch is there. So the DJ CEO merch is there, and if you click that will take you to Lafayette and Grand clothing.com.
Gotcha.
Because the merch is on there as well.
Okay.
But the merch is listed on the imdjceo.com site.
Yeah.
But if you want to go to Lafayette and Grand, it's LafayetteandGrandClothing.com.
Before you go, when's your next party? What's next for you?
Oh, that's the Howard joint, right?
The Howard joint is going to be, we're moving it. It was going to be on the 9th. We're moving it to the 13th. But I have stuff before that. Actually, I'm at Record Room on the 6th.
I've never been there.
Vinyl, all vinyl, HBCU, all vinyl night.
Really?
Yeah. This is the second one I'm doing with them. So
who else is on there?
They had asked me for another HBCU DJ who does vinyl, and I couldn't think, but he went to St. John's.
I went to St. John's, yeah.
But I'm just saying.
No, I know he
always
does,
at the-
but-
he does the HBCU events.
But I'm
Didn't
not
he do it?
Wait, no,
HBCU.
they want this is not.
Oh, it has to be
they
a
want
HBCU.
Yeah,
DJ.
yeah.
Oh, they be acting funny towards us because we not from there. 'Cause I went to St. John's too, so they be y'all act real
Nobody's acting
bougie
funny.
towards university
Nobody's acting
people.
funny.
It's just true. It's true.
It's just
Y'all
what they
act
want.
real bougie to us Johnnies. Hello.
But that I love the Johnny. But that's the first one coming up. The 6th, I'm at Record Room for the HBCU night. The 7th, I think I'm at Skylark Rooftop.
I've never been there either.
That's on in
Really?
Midtown. I love that
Which
place.
one?
On 33rd,
Yes.
39th, and 7th.
Yeah, but it's on the 38th
Oh, Skylark,
floor.
Skylark.
Skylark, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
I heard something different. Yeah. Skylark.
I
Yeah.
love Skylark.
Yeah, so I'm
I love
there
it.
I'm there on the 7th, and I got a bunch of stuff.
We got a
it on my
bunch of
calendar.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, follow him on IG at DJ CEO.
Yep.
Go to imdjceo.com. Make sure y'all watch How Does It Feel with him and his wife Shireen. Make sure y'all give us 5 stars on Outside the Booth. Stop hating.
Send us a review too.
Send us a review.
Word.
Yeah.
Tap in with us. It's your
Word.
girl BX, DJ Kamish, our boy Mr. 212, DJ Knuckles. He will be here next time. And we got Thotty on the boards.
Yeah, shout out to
Thank you,
Thotty. Shout out to
Thotty.
Thotty. Shout out to DWI as well. So
Yeah, The Matrix Studios. And we're going to see y'all next time.
outside the booth.
The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for